Hello everybody, I am Morgana Galaxia and welcome back to my channel. Today is August 9th. Yesterday was August 8th and yesterday was the Lionsgate portal, or the Lionsgate, August 8th. Today's the day after, and I had intended to make a video yesterday, but I actually spent most of the day in meditation and in activations and just bringing in that energy that was all around us yesterday. And I wanted to take a note and tell you guys about some of the cool meditations that I did enjoy. I did Amanda Ellis's Lionsgate activation. I really enjoyed that. She brought in the energies of two lions that have recently passed, Hubert and Clarissa. And it was a great meditation. I thank her for that. I really especially enjoyed the imagery of the gateway with the lion and the crown and the cross pointing up to the star Sirius, which is partially what this Lionsgate time period is about. It's bringing us closer to the star Sirius, or we appear to be closer to the star Sirius than in other times of the year. In addition to that, Amanda's, I've also been enjoying Dianne's Tarot's Merkaba meditations, putting yourself in that Merkaba, spinning your chakras and increasing your vibration. I've been doing that for the last few days. So thanks, Dianne. It's an awesome meditation. Really felt the energy there. I also yesterday did Christina Lopes's live Lionsgate activation. So she did that live. Lots of viewers tuned into that, and that brought in a lot of star family energy. That was a really good meditation I enjoyed. And I also did Starseed Sloan's Lionsgate portal meditation. The image she used really caught me, the two lions on the side of that gate. So I went into that and I really enjoyed that as well. Especially the imagery of each of the lions on the sides of that gate roaring in the people, roaring in all those souls to come through the gate. So I just want to let you know some of the things that I've been doing the last couple of days to honor the Lionsgate energy that's with us. And as I'm sure a lot of you know, it's not like the portal's closed. It's still open. It's going to be open for several more days. And so here I am, and I want to start out today focusing on Sirius, because like I mentioned, this time period brings us into attunement with Sirius and those star beings that do interact with us. They're one of the races that so many people out there connect to. So I wanted to see if they had any messages for us today. So I just want to take a moment to move into that Sirius energy. I always equate them with the most beautiful shades of blue. So I'm blue. I'm channeling my blue color today. And I just want to move into that Sirius energy. See if there's any messages from Sirius that we can bring through today. So if you want to join with me, and let's take a few deep breaths. Sirius. 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 Does that have any messages for us today? Okay. I'm going to cut the deck. Let's see what they have to say for us today. right, let's take a look down there and see what they say. So the heart of the message is the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. Carrying a heavy load, a heavy burden. I think that's acknowledging the state of humanity right now. We're in a pivotal time where we are carrying a very heavy load. We're in a historic time, a revolutionary time, where we are juggling, or we're, I should say, bearing so many burdens, political, health, international, business, environmental, values and morals. I mean, again, this is a historic time. I often think back to the 60s, with that whole revolution and the sexual revolution and then gender and divorce. And, 60s was always that era that was so definitive of change. And I feel like now we are blowing them out of the water from 10 to 20, 2010 to 2020 now and beyond. This decade, this period is just so far beyond, I feel like, what they were dealing with in the 60s. So I just wanted to say that I always thought that was that pivotal time period, but we got them in spades. So I think that our cosmic brothers and sisters can see the heavy, heavy burdens that humanity is under right now. Lest I forget, this is also government oppression, right? So these are all the ways also that the government is not fulfilling its obligations to us. And that's manifesting in every way, in every walk of life. So what is the energy that is challenging that? The Nine of Wands reversed. So the Nine of Wands, generally being injured in battle, being battle weary. This is reversed, meaning what's challenging us is that we're just ready to come out of that state of mind. We're ready to shed just the fatigue, right? The sorrow, the heart, just that battle weariness of always fighting for our rights, always fighting for a little bit of money, always fighting for some fairness. That being healed and resolved, and that fairness, all those things we're fighting for coming in, that is what's crossing us, right? We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Okay, so we're still waiting for some resolution. We're still waiting for some peace. That weight is definitely challenging us because we're tired of carrying those burdens. So what is overarching? What is our overarching message here? Which is the Queen of Wands reversed. Queen of Wands reversed. The flip side of that Queen of Wands energy, I'm just getting this. This is just that lack of leadership, that lack of leadership and everything that we deserve and expect of our leaders. We're getting the opposite. When we want leaders who look out for the people, we get leaders who look out for themselves. When we want leaders who are going to, do what's for the highest good of the nation, we get leaders who do what's in their highest good of their pocketbook. It's the greed, the corruption, the grifting. We need to look at the leadership that we have in place because it's not for our highest good. And how can we expect anything to get fixed when we've got grifters in place, right? We need to change our leadership. What is foundational? what is, I think, the foundational message that we're receiving? A joyous population. This is what we deserve. This is what we want to be, right? We want to be a unified peoples, brothers and sisters to each other under this rainbow of love, compassion, abundance. This is our potential. This is in our DNA. This is our rights as not only an earth being, but a cosmic being. You know, the energy of love is what runs this universe, right? That's the clockwork energy that runs this universe, is of love, life, unity, you know, brother and sisterhood, you know, just love. This is our birthright, and this will always be our foundation. So this is what we are struggling to get to on this earth. You know, this, you could very well say, this is the new earth. You know, loving people on a fertile garden planet, that gorgeous rainbow overhead, all those colors, all that potential, the love. This is the new earth. This is the foundation. This is the foundation of humanity. We need to get there. That's what this is. That's what this is all about. What energy did we just come through? I'm getting the Knight of Swords reversed. So typically the Knight of Swords is fast-moving change. Fast-moving change. But being upside down, yes, there's a lot of things changing. I mean, every day seems like it's just craziness every day. But when it comes to these problems, right, the grifting, the corruption, feeding the rich, starving the poor, that we've been stuck in that energy for a really long time. It's been building and building and building. That unfairness has been building. The poverty has been building. The racism has been building, building, building. It's been stuck. It hasn't been going anywhere. And this is in the past position. So we're breaking through now. We're breaking through. And I think we can all feel that. It's like, boom, you know, maybe that, you know, I don't want to put too much, I don't want to offend anybody, but that humongous explosion in Beirut can be very symbolic of just breaking through some of these energies that have really been wearing us down and disserving us. What is the energy we're going to be moving into? The Fool reversed. So normally the Fool is the start of a new journey. Being upside down, to me, this means a delay. So we're going to be moving into a period of delay, of waiting. I just think while all this pent-up energy is ready to burst forth, explode open, all this crazy change is going to be happening, what's the path we're going to be taking? That might still be in the air. Is there anything you want to tell me about this upside down Fool card? Just keep your bearings, keep your bearings, keep your foundation, don't fall off the edge. You know, do what's best for you and your family with love. In other words, with change of the magnitude that we're going through now, you can get lost, right? You can get lost either in emotional fears or, you know, even physically, financially. People are struggling, losing their homes, losing their jobs. This is the German word Disseinander is coming to me. It's chaos. It's chaos. This is what I'm feeling right now. Chaos, the storm. What we're all going through is just, we're unsettled. We haven't yet started on a journey because our feet aren't solidly on the ground. We are we're in chaos right now. So before we can start that new path, I think we just got to settle down a little bit. So how are we seeing, I should say, this is a message from Sirius. So how are they seeing this situation? This is the Seven of Cups reversed. So normally, this is the card of disillusionment, or I should say illusion and delusion, right? The fantasies, not having a grasp of reality, but being upside down. This is telling me that the cloak has been pulled back. The illusions are disappearing. They're fading away. We're being smacked in the face with truth after truth after truth, harsh reality after harsh reality. Our delusions that we've been holding on to for so long are being stripped away from us. Trump's presidency, he gets a lot of blame for what's going on in the world, as he rightly should. But the problems that we're seeing right now, these are long-term problems that have been with this country for a really long time. For example, racism. Since our founding, this has been a scourge in this country. The Band-Aids are being ripped off of long, festering wounds. We're done lying to ourselves. We're not going to have the luxury of lying to ourselves, putting our head in the sand, thinking, oh, the world is so great. Oh, everyone's so... No, those are lies and illusions, and we're letting that go. I think that's what we're letting that go. We're seeing the troubles in America as we should have seen them for decades, right? We can't keep burying our head in the sand. So again, I mentioned racism, whether it's the church, whether it's, those Epstein and all pedophiles, whether it's, just the wheeling and dealing behind closed doors, wrecking our economy, propping up the stock market, what have you. I mean, there's so many lies and illusions that we've been buying into, wanting to think our country, oh, we're the shiny beacon on the hill. Yeah, in some ways we are. But the veil is dropped, and we're seeing what we need to fix. That's what this new earth is about, right? The new earth is about saying, what kind of world do we want to live in? Do I want to live in a world where we hate people for the color of their skin? Or, people who are poor, we'll just let them stay that way, and, I got my big house on the hill? Or, I don't want to know how business, I don't want to know that businesses collude. I don't want to know that, monopolies are robbing us. I don't want to know that all my data online is going to China or Russia. Those illusions have no place in a new world of the kind that we want to live in and that we deserve to live in. So, anyways, our environment is the Ace of Wands. So this is an environment of pure potential. Of course, we exist in a field, an energetic field, that is pure potential. Whatever we manifest into the physical is our working as creative, magical beings, right? Because we manifest out of a field of potential, right? That divine matrix, that source. So we have the potential in front of us to create whatever we want to create the life, the world that we want to create. We just need that fire in the belly. We need the determination. We need the ambition. We need the innovation. We need the fire of the will to help us do that. And we have access to that in every single moment. So let's not forget, our creativity, the the fire of our innovation. We are creative beings. We don't even know how fast we can change things if we had the organization and the will to do so. We could change the world tomorrow. It's just, getting those stragglers along to create unity in intention so you can begin to manifest those things without bleeding energy into other thought forms. So this is a reminder of the incredible power that we have as beings to create the world we want to live in. Everything's there that we need. All our tools are there. The energy's there, the fire, the will, it's all there. We just need to take it. It's our environment. It's surrounding us. It's just surrounding us. Hopes and fears. Heartbreak, Three of Swords. Of course, this is a fear. We have been let down so many times, right? How many times have we found out? For example, with the Black Lives Matter movement, how many people were killed, right, by police, one after another. The first one didn't make change. The second one didn't make change. The third, the 15th, the 20th one didn't make change. This is heartbreaking. That's just one example. But as a peoples, as a planetary peoples right now, so much pain and heartbreak. This is the despair. It's hard to dig out of that. And this prevents change. This weighs you down, right? This is a fear of disappointment and heartbreak. This is just a fear. We've got to get beyond this, because this will prevent the creating we need to do to move forward and to change this planet. And the outcome is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands. So the outcome is that we're going to be getting to work. We're going to be getting to work with that wand, right? That potential, that fire, that innovation. We're going to grab that wand and we're going to start. But, this is a page, which means it's the beginning. It's starting this process, which of course is the case, because we're right in the thick of it now. So the outcome is, yes, we will claim our power, we'll claim our innovation, claim our creative juices or creative fires, and we're going to start to get to work. But this outcome card, I feel like this is more of a recent this is a close range outcome. This isn't a long view. This is a short view. We're going to start to get to work. Okay. So this is the message that I'm bringing through, and I asked for a message from Sirius. Let's just take another look. The card that I think I love the most is this one here. Our birthright as, an earth cosmic species. Our birthright is to live in love, joy, abundance, peace, and harmony. To vibrate, those colors are all the different emotional dimensions. Those are all the chakra colors there. This is a harmonizing of our energies so that we vibrate, to the highest level possible. So this is our birthright. I think this is what they're telling us right here. This is what we deserve and what we need to be fighting for. And now that we've lost our illusions, now that we're starting to see the world for what it is, and these festering traumatic problems that have been there all along are finally coming to light. They come to light to be cleansed, right? To be healed. This is the first step, right? This is one of the first steps in us getting to where we need to go. Again, let's grab that, grab our tools, our creative power, our fire, and let's get going. Let's get going to start doing the work that we need to do to bring in this new earth right here. To bring this new earth in. All right. So, thank you for that message. I wanted to take a look. Biden is going to be announcing his VP pick any day. And I don't think I've read on that yet. I just wanted to take a quick peek, see if I could come up with some information there. Let me fix these cards. I'll be with you in 1 sec. So, Biden's VP. This morning the news popped up about 8 women that are considered to still be in the final stages of being considered for vice president. About 8 women. And there were 1 or 2 I didn't really recognize. And I noticed a couple that have been dropped. So Val Demings wasn't listed up there. So I'm not going to take a look at all 8 of them. I'm going to take a look at Warren, Harris, Rice, Abrams. Yes, I think I want to look at those 4. See how they're looking right now. So I'm just going to do a little 3 cards on each of them. So I'm going to do, let's see what's going to happen here. I'm going to do Warren, Abrams, Harris, Rice, Warren, Abrams, Harris, and Rice. Make sure you guys can see what's going on. All right. So, Warren, you're still you're in the final round of consideration for vice president. How you doing? Elizabeth? So the magician, she is manifesting into reality. She's a magician. She has all the tools that she needs to manifest her desires into reality. This is the energy that's crossing her, the Page of Cups. So some news of an emotional nature is crossing her. Some news of an emotional nature. There's been a lot of talk about Biden picking a woman of color for vice president. And even though there are women still being considered, white women still being considered like Elizabeth Warren, I almost get the feeling that it would be hard for Biden now to not pick a woman of color. That possibility is bringing so many people such joy that I wonder if that tidal wave of energy behind that possibility is a bit of a challenge for her, frankly. And her outcome, Ace of Cups. So her outcome is an abundance of joy, an abundance of well-being. So that's a very positive outcome. Now, the thing is, this is her abundance and joy, and maybe that's for the vice president position, but she might feel this way being Secretary of State or of Commerce or of Treasury. So I don't know if this is VP, but it looks like wherever she lands, she's going to be happy with it. So let's see what the others say, because this is a very positive card of fulfillment, of joy. Okay, so that's a good outcome for Warren. Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams. Ooh, 3 of Pentacles. So I think Stacey is busy creating some contacts and some relationships with some important people who are going to help her build what she needs to build in her life. So she is pulling in, experts who know their field to help her. So this might be her building that campaign. This is her building a strong campaign for vice president, or maybe she's looking for some other position. I don't know, but she's getting assistance. She's getting expert assistance in her endeavors. What is crossing her is the 9 of Wands. So she's a little battle weary. She's a little injured. She got robbed of the governorship by, I believe, was it Kemp? I could be wrong on the name there. But she's been through some stuff, and this might be, that loss might be impacting her somewhat. But this is telling us that there's some element to her that's a bit tired. It's a bit tired, or that's a bit battle weary. And her outcome, Queen of Cups. Interesting. Queen of Cups. Very similar in a way to Warren's outcome of the Ace of Cups. To me, this in a lot of ways embodies Stacey Abrams. I always get this feeling from her that she's just so eminently likable. Everywhere she goes, she makes fans, right? Everybody loves her. Wherever she goes, everybody loves Stacey Abrams. I think that's one of the strongest things that she has to offer Biden, because Biden has that same quality. And I really see the two of them together being a really strong unifying force for all the different kind of peoples out there. When you have two eminently likable people that bring inspiration to others, that is such a strong force to unify our broken country. How many Republicans out there are just not going to help but love Stacey Abrams and want to support her? How many Republicans already are like, yes, Joe Biden's a solid, good man. We can get behind this. So for her outcome, I see that she's living that life. She's the healer. She's that fair, generous, loving, nurturing leader. So she's going to be exhibiting this leadership and all those wonderful qualities. Is it going to be as VP, or maybe as something else? I don't know. But like Warren, wherever she ends up, it looks like she's going to be happy, and she's going to be happy there and doing service. She's doing service for our country, loving, generous service for our country, wherever she ends up. Those are both strong outcomes. Harris, all right, Kamala Harris. So, Kamala Harris, the King of Cups. King of Cups. So, I'm going to say this is Biden right in her orbit. The card that is representing her is Biden as the ultimate, as the king, the leader, but of cups. So someone who's fair, loving, nurturing, and compassionate, right? So to me, so far of the three, this brings her closest to being in the forefront of Biden's consideration. Let's see what energy is crossing her. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. This is a card of retreat. So if this is crossing her, either she, by all indications in the news, she is out there fighting for this position. So perhaps she's, let's just say, turning some people off. Maybe people are wanting her to retreat a little. This is retreat, so something is holding her back. Something's holding her back here. What's her outcome? Two of Wands. Two of Wands. This is planning, strategizing, figuring out how you want to move forward. As an outcome, this is her not quite getting there. It's a bit incomplete, right? She's still strategizing. Finally, let's take a look at Susan Rice. Susan Rice, Queen of Swords. So in this case, this represents Susan. You know, she is an intelligence, right? Just like that sword is telling us. She was under the Obama administration. She was in, I don't know if it was the NSA, or she was Obama's national security advisor. So she definitely can hold that sword of truth, of knowledge, of intelligence, both figuratively and literally, right? Or maybe two ways literally. I don't know how you want to think about that, but I think this is speaking to the experience that she has already of having served in Obama's administration as intelligence advisor. She's got a strong mind. She's highly capable. She's very respected. She's a very strong candidate for this VP position. So what's that energy that's opposing her? Ooh. Two of Swords. Interesting. So the energy opposing her is a critical decision. A critical decision. So obviously Biden, you know, having to select among these women for VP, is that the critical position that is working against her? Or does she have a decision to make whether to continue in this race for VP or not? You know, I've already heard the stories that she wants to kind of back out of this. She wants to back out because she thinks that her history in the Obama administration may go against her. She might be really considering a drastic decision like that. And the outcome that she's looking at, King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Yes, I think that she is correct in that if she were the nominee, there's just that much more fuel for Trump, the greedy king, concerned with money, to continually attack her. So I think this is saying that Rice is the most susceptible to Trump's attacks, and that she might know this and be deciding that she doesn't want to, you know, maybe have Biden's process go through that. Yeah, although she's a very strong contender. So that's what I'm getting here. I think that Elizabeth Warren and Stacey Abrams, they're both looking at a very beneficial outcome for themselves, okay? Now, of the two, she's seated on the throne. She's the one sitting in that seat of power. So at this particular moment, as far as the VP-ship goes between these two women, I would lean towards Abrams. She's sitting in that seat. She would be the queen to Biden's king. All right. So right now I'm thinking Abrams is looking really, really strong, because even though Biden sits down here with Kamala, she's battling an energy of retreat. She's battling an energy of retreat, and her outcome has her still looking ahead, still planning ahead. And again, for Ms. Rice, I think she's going to be making maybe a critical decision to pull herself out. So for these two ladies, Harris and Rice, let's call this the B group. And up here, Warren and Abrams is the A group. And of these two women, again, Abrams is sitting on that throne, the complement to the king. All right. But Warren, I have a feeling she could have I hope that Warren can have the pick of positions in that administration outside of vice president. You know, she spent her career fighting for consumer rights, anti-corruption. I know she is interested in trade, using trade as a means to bring some human rights laws and requirements to some other nations like China that we deal with in trade. So she's got a lot of good work to do. And you know, that's the thing with the VP, right? Everyone wants to be VP because the word president is there. You're the vice president. But how effective, are they really? You know, Joe Biden himself, as Obama's vice president, was often called one of the most active vice presidents the country's had. Usually they're just more of a figurehead, right? They're the spare. Something happens to the president, but other than breaking ties in Congress, they don't do much but represent the president, maybe in some of his trips or meetings or whatnot, but they don't have their own agenda. So that is one of the things with being VP, is whichever woman is a VP, she's going to be following Biden's agenda. We'll see what kind of broad powers he gives, considering he enjoyed broad powers himself. And this is the first woman VP, so I'm really hoping this person gets to, be impactful. But some of the other positions, Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, Attorney General, Commerce, Treasury, these are incredibly powerful positions. And I am so looking forward to seeing who's going to be in them, how many women, how many people of color. It's amazing. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of the bright spots in our future. So that's what my VP rating is looking like. So right now, little Stacey Abrams. Yay! Okay. Well, going on about 44 minutes or so. I think that'll do me for today. We all want to get on with our day. Enjoy this Lionsgate energy while it's still here. Do something every day to increase your vibration. I can actually feel, vibration in my body, in my hands, and just, reverberating everywhere. And it's always a really, really uplifting, really cool kind of feeling. So whatever you can do to focus on your body, bring that light in, anchor that light. If you have any aches and pains, put your concentration right on them. Breathe light into that area. Open your crown chakra, spin all your chakras. Do whatever you can to align yourself with the energies that are coming in right now. That's it for me today. Have a great day out there, everybody. Stay safe.